I swear I'm not just trying to milk this for more videos. But oh my God, there's so much to discuss and I'm never gonna get through it at this point. A special thank you to my patrons: Acrophobe, Christina, Wild Rose, Jam Beans, Jay Thomas, Lauren Chris, Michael B. Petty, That British Unicorn, Sky Andropolis, Debbie Elliott, and D. Higgins. This was supposed to be my final, I guess. It's never really final when it comes to Chantal and Rage lives, but this was going to be my final of the videos that she'd done before she'd taken a break. And unfortunately, that's not going to be possible. This is going to have to be split up into two, because as I was watching her video and I was like making little notes about things I wanted to talk about, in just the first 10 minutes, there was so much stuff that I wanted to address that I knew I would not be able to get to her entire video. I'm not going to do it 10 minutes by 10 minutes, but the first 10 minutes is particularly egregious. And then there's a couple of points throughout the rest of the video that I do want to hit on. But for the most part, it's just going to be repeat of what she says in the first 10 minutes. So that and like the R word stuff I will discuss in the second half of this, basically the live that she did from her uncle's house. I didn't get the original. Once more, thank you to Thor, who has uploaded all of the videos, and I was able to grab it from his channel, and their channel, I should not say his. I don't know what they're, I don't know how they identify. So I grabbed it from their channel, and I trying my best here, but I'm still, once again, not 100%. I rally my energy for short periods of time. I do my makeup, and then I go back and I take a lot of naps, and that plus work means that sometimes I just don't have the ability to edit a really long video down. So rather than doing like 1 2-hour long behemoth, I'm gonna see if I can cut it down to maybe being like half hour, hopefully, and that'll make it a little bit easier to edit and upload, because I don't want it to get too long. In internet time, basically, it's already been a month since this happened. Second thing, my eye is mostly healed. Yay! I am not. I'm still feeling under the weather, but my eye is mostly healed. If you guys see a little speck of red in my eye, you know, it's probably okay. I mean, I'm probably not going to go blind, so it's okay. I figured I'd just put my contacts on for this one. The glare was annoying some people. Some people liked it. They said it was cool, but it was also annoying me, which is more important. It was bothering me. It's actually like hard to film with them on because my glasses don't have that anti-reflective thingy on it. So like sometimes their light is so reflective that I have difficulty seeing. Anyway, with all of that said, let's get into this video. This was filmed, like I said before, from her uncle's house. This is basically the ongoing saga of her rage at Jen. And I found it really weird that she chose to engage in this when she was supposed to be taking care of her grandmother. Now, do I think Chantal is capable of taking care of her grandmother in the way that her grandmother, sick especially, needs to be taken care of? Probably not. Chantal can barely do a lot of stuff for herself. Like, she can't put her shoes on herself. How do you think she's going to be able to like bend down, pick up her grandmother's, say, house slippers and help her put them on? Maybe help her stand up and sit down on the toilet. Like, all of those things become significantly more difficult when you are basically limited in mobility yourself. So I don't think that she was there for much more than moral support and maybe driving her mom and her grandmother around. And I think Chantal knows this. That's why she chose not to stay longer, for example, and instead said, well, I miss my cats too much. And why I think she is also engaging in this. While odd, I think the reason why she chose to hop on is because that being able to help her grandmother right now is probably not a thing that she can do. Given how limited she is in her mobility, given the health situation that she also has, she's both being faced with her own mortality, that my grandmother is really sick and could potentially die, and she has all of these conditions, some of which may overlap with Chantal's conditions, and she's been getting worse and worse and more dire news about her health in the past few years. So that's not going to help, you know, seeing death reflected so closely back in your life. And then on top of that, she herself can't really do anything to help. She is helpless, literally, in this situation, outside of maybe doing a couple of small things here and there. She couldn't even if she wanted to. Her physical state means that she is stopped from doing anything like that. And so She gets on the internet and she deals with stuff that she thinks she can do something about. For example, people giving her hate. She's like, well, if they give me shit, I can give them shit back, but can't help my grandmother. So that's what she's doing. This is futile, and I do think it says a lot to me that she's like trying to distract from what's going on in her personal life. Like, this is not about us, I think, of course, as always. Most of these are just my own thoughts on it. And with all of that in mind, let's get into this.
Desi, Lauren, Terrence, Becca, Tina. I have to talk low because people are sleeping here. Hi guys. Oh, I like passed right out. I'm not at home right now. Hi Ree. Hi Cisco. I'm gonna probably delete this after because I don't want this trash on my channel. So after I ate the Tim Hortons, honestly, I'm kind of sick. I felt sick. I didn't want to eat Tim Hortons anymore. I like pigged out on a pint of strawberries. I'm not kidding. Hi Death Valley. Hi Mama D. He couldn't sleep. So I'm trying to take care of my grams. She's been released from the hospital and we're at my uncle's. And I'm trying so hard to ignore fucking drama, right? And I don't care like what people say about me online. Like, call me fat, call me what you want. And then when you try to ignore it, they try to do so much more to try to get to you. So like, I'm going to be turning off all comments, not comments, Instagram DMs. Like, at least for now, like, I don't want people to send me shit like that people are saying, because like trashy people are all over Twitter slandering me. So I found out that people are using the racist thing, right? They're saying I'm fucking racist. So, among other things, they want to try to destroy me, okay? And I don't know if you guys know who Petty Paige is. She is so fucking trashy. I've seen some screenshots. I don't even talk about her. I don't even talk to her. She's like trying to slander me, saying I'm racist, calling me a hoe. Like, oh, bitch. Like, what is with her and Charlie? They're like two peas in a pod trying to like prove that they're more successful. Like, I'm this black woman and I'm gonna fucking be more successful than you, white bitch hoe. Like, what? Like, what the fuck is your problem? I don't even talk about you. What are you gonna do? Eat? Like, you're not skinny either. So shut the fuck up. Anyway.
See, this is the thing that I find very odd. That she doesn't seem to realize. This is racist, right? A lot of her actions before, I would say, okay, well, she might not have known initially when she said them that they were racist. This is the kind of thing that you need to realize. Some things have a negative connotation because of the way that they've been lobbied at certain marginalized groups, right? Saying that Charlie Gold is Charlie Coal is one of them. Comparing a black person's skin to coal is pretty bad, right? Because that their like negative comments made against the color of their skin is something that they have had to live with, is something that they have been forced to deal with for their entire existence, right? As far as coming into contact with Western Europeans goes. So you should know that. You should know better. And when someone's pointed out to you, continuing to stand by those actions is what makes you racist in that situation. But when she says, what is it with Paige and Charlie being like, oh, you know, I'm a black girl and I'm better than you white bitch hoes, or something. I'm paraphrasing, of course. You are currently singling them out because of the color of their skin, right? Because none of the commentary they made really has anything to do with skin. I mean, I don't think they've ever mentioned the fact that you're white. They've mentioned a lot of other things about you, a lot of other negative characteristics about you. And I think the closest anybody has ever gotten is saying when you're really, really pale, when you put on your like FU lip and your very, very pale foundation, and you know, when you come online, when you want to feel particularly fierce. But that's it. No one has mentioned you being white, them being better than you because they are black and you are white, ever. No one has ever made that. No one's ever made that argument. That's never been the case. So when you take an attribute around them, about them, that they cannot change, that is inherent not just to them, but to a lot of people, something that has been both a source of ridicule and but should have been a source of pride, and you single them out for that attribute, that's racist. Right? Treating somebody differently because of the color of their skin is racist, inherently racist. So just mentioning that, I think that Chantal still doesn't think that she is racist. That's the thing. I think people confuse. Most racists aren't people who carry, you know,
they don't have like a white hood in their closet, is what I mean to say. They're not the kinds of people who would call themselves neo-Nazis or neoliberals or whatever you want to call them, whatever, trash conservatives are calling themselves nowadays. And I don't mean all conservatives. I genuinely do mean the trash conservatives. There is a very particular section of the QAnon conservatives that I'm very specifically targeting. Okay? Don't get it twisted. So she doesn't think that she is like that. She might even think of herself as being liberal. But then why did you think that? Why did you think that, they're coming after you because they're black ladies and they, want to prove that they're better than a white lady? Why can't they just be two women who think that you're in the wrong? And in the case of Petty Page, we don't even know. Outside of a couple of questions, the comments that she's made on Twitter, just saying that she might make a video on Chantal, Petty Page has never said anything about Chantal. And like, trashy? What about her as trashy? Why would you call her trashy? What about Paige would you say is trash? She's a CEO, for one thing. She runs a very successful YouTube channel. She is one of the OGs when it comes to drama on the internet. She's a mom of 2 really beautiful kids, gorgeous kids. She's a partner to a loving man. So what about her says trashy to you? Because the only things I can see is that she's a little bit of a heavier lady, not anywhere near what she used to be, by the way, which good on you, Petty Page. Good on you, Paige. You did an amazing job, and I'm really glad. I keep thinking of you as being Petty Page just because it was the name of your channel. But you did a great job, even if you got surgery, especially because you got surgery. Qualifying for surgery is not easy. So she did all that. You, however, have surgery available to you as an option, and you can't qualify for it. You can't stick to your weight loss doctor's diet. You have to prove that you can lose weight before they'll put you on a list for bariatric surgery. You have to be on a liquid diet for some of those surgeries. So no, it wasn't easy. She did a great job, and you're jealous, and everyone here can smell it. By the way, why doesn't she mention the race of anyone else? Huh? She's got problems with other creators, right? Why doesn't she mention their race? Why doesn't she mention OPS's race? Why doesn't she mention some of her supporters' race? I mean, you've only got support from, it seems like, white people. Why don't you ever talk about that? Huh? Why? Why is it that race only seems to become important to you when you're talking about Callie and Charlie Gold? I'm sorry, my mind blanked for a second.
And she's like, I have these screenshots of these horrible things she's saying, racist. She's being racist. Hi, Mike Deering. Slandering me. So number 2, if you don't stop slandering me, I'm going to come after you. And number 3, she's like, I made more money in sponsorships. I don't need the views. Yeah, I'm sure that your sponsorship companies would love to see the screenshots. I'm sure they'd love that. Anyways, so these people on Twitter.
Now, to the point of slander. People love to throw the word slander and libel around, which, by the way, are different. I think slander is in terms of spoken word, and I think libel is print, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember. I'll see if I can remember. I'll throw a thing describing the difference between the two. Here's the thing. Slander is very, very hard to prove. It's a very notoriously tricky to prove. If you don't believe me, take a look at the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp situation, right? Not going to give you my thoughts on that. All of those things and more, many of my opinions are available on my Twitter. So if you're curious, you can go take a look at all of that. But slander is notoriously hard to prove. So you want to take people to court, you go ahead and you try. But you're just going to be burning your own money. There's not a single lawyer who will be willing to take this on like pro bono or lesser charge because they know it's a frivolous lawsuit. And knowing Chantal, if she could hire somebody, she probably would have done it, right? She isn't exactly liquid here. And when it comes to defense, if you think that you're just going to hire a lawyer and it'll be fine, there's a bunch of people here who, if you try to go after some of these reactors, they would donate to that fund. I myself would be one of them. If you chose to go after one of the other creators because you think they're slandering you, I would actually go. I would support them monetarily. I would give them my money so they can defend themselves in court because they're not slandering you. There is a lot of evidence out there of you saying a lot of really, really garbage things. And if you take them to court and present them with this argument, you can say, this is what she gave me and this is what I based my thoughts on. There's not a judge in America or Canada, in my opinion, who would side with you, Chantal. defense of truth is an actual defense to slander. Okay?
They imitate me and they're like reaching out to HelloFresh and they're like saying that I'm fucking racist, which is slander. So number one, I never had a potential sponsorship with HelloFresh. I just liked their products and was using my personal referral link. And number two, I like numbering things. You can try to ruin me by not doing sponsorships, but I never relied on their income. I make enough with just my channel. So number three and number four, number five, any future potential sponsorships, I'm going to warn them ahead of time that I have a huge fan base who actually buy a lot of their shit versus trolls who pretend like they're going to and try to slander me. So good luck. It's going to backfire and it's going to go nowhere. So if you want to dedicate your life to try and ruin me, good luck with that.
Chantal is never going to get a sponsor, not a good one at any rate. She might get like second tier or third tier sponsors, people who have like semi-shady companies or who are willing to work with just about anybody. But I doubt she's ever going to get a legitimate sponsor ever again, especially because of how she treated Coldest Water Bottle. Nobody wants to sponsor a person who at the drop of a hat is just going to turn around and be like, well, you sponsored somebody else, so now not only am I not going to work with you anymore, but I'm going to tell all of my following that you guys are overpriced and garbage and always have been overpriced and garbage. So there is not a single company in the world that'd be willing to take that kind of a risk, because if they want to work with you, they're probably going to work with a lot of people. Her channel isn't that huge or that unique, right? So if they're working with, say, 40 other channels and one of them says something negative about Chantal and Chantal goes off on them like that again, it's such bad rep for their company. Additionally, there is a lot of clips of Chantal floating around on the internet being an extreme garbage person, right? And nobody wants a piece of the garbage lasagna. There's not a single company who wants to get on the internet and defend Chantal's actions, because that's what they would ask. That's what they would be asked to do, right? Unless it's a very specific, very niche product, no one's going to want to do it. The only things that I can think of where people would want to work with her would have been like people who want to sponsor larger ladies for, like athletic wear or whatever, people who are very, very into the body positivity, fat positivity community. And unfortunately, because Chantal has made such bigoted comments and because body positivity aligns itself so closely with racism and ableism and all of these other factions of marginalized groups, they're never going to be able to stand behind her. So no, like I genuinely cannot think of any company outside of something started by Chantal's followers would ever want to support her, would ever want to promote her, would ever want her to be associated with their product, because it's just all negative.
Foodie Beauty Reaction Channel. Yeah, that channel's going down because on Twitter, they're strict about harassment. I'm going to go on there and I'm going to report them. So good luck, loser, lowlife. There's always going to be a hater who tries to ruin things. And a lot of influencers, there's a lot of influencers who have that problem.
So Chantal has been trying to take down another reaction channel, the Foodie Beauty Reaction Channel. And she can try. I mean, she can try and take it down, but it's very easy to create another channel, especially when you're a smaller channel. The stakes there aren't quite as high. And quite frankly, a lot of times it's a signal boost. Like if Chantal goes after someone, she's essentially just signal boosting them. And there's a lot of people who are going to go subscribe to the person that Chantal took down just because Chantal doesn't like them. So understand that that's what you're doing and maybe stop, because you're shooting yourself in the foot, right? For some people, I would say, oh yeah, they're just doing this to stir up controversy. I think Amberlynn does that a lot. I think Amber's quite calculated. Chantal is not. Chantal is just a pure seething rage monster. And so she just does things without any thought to the consequences they're going to have later on. And one of the biggest consequences here is take Miss Hussey, right? Who had a small channel who she then repeatedly went after and has continued to signal boost. They dropped you because you were bad PR and you're not an influencer. An influencer is a very specific type of person, right? You're a mukbanger, right? I'm not saying that she doesn't have some influence, but to use the term influencer implies that she is somebody who has influence to sell products, to convince people to do something. 9 times out of 10, when Chantal says everybody should do this, most people go, oh yeah, no one should do this. She is like an anti-influencer. She compels me to do the opposite of whatever it is she's doing.
Or at least some. And that's a problem for companies because number one, Like, companies shouldn't listen to just a random troll or here or there. They should know that. You know what I mean? Fuck off, not another sock puppet. Get a life. You're up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, just trolling and being an asshole. Get out of here. I'm not racist. I never said anything racist. Just because I insulted a black woman doesn't mean it's fucking racist, you dumbass.
Once more, when you direct comments at people based on the color of their skin, that is racist. Even if the comments aren't negative, right? If I said, oh, so-and-so is black, he must be a good basketball player, that is racist. If someone says to me, oh, you're Indian, you must be so good at Bollywood dances, that's racist. It's still racist. It's just a different form of it. Oh my God. Did she not watch Get Out? Because that illustrates like the casual racism that a lot of people of color feel so much better than like 90% of the movies that talk about racism. It did such a good job at talking about the racism within like the liberal quote unquote circles of people who are woke, you know? Watch it and try and internalize the message. You're a bigot. You're a bigot and you're so dumb for thinking otherwise. Like, this is what talking over minority groups looks like, right? Like, it isn't that she said the one thing and then like everyone just called her racist. She said the one thing. People tried to educate her otherwise. They've told her repeatedly, myself included, that, hey, don't do this. It's garbage person behavior. Hey, don't do this. You're wrong. And she continues to do it. She just says whatever she wants and she just continues to do it. And then she's just like, I don't know why people are calling me racist. Just because you deleted the videos doesn't mean the videos go away. Just because you no longer have it on your channel doesn't mean that you're no longer still feeling that way. If you don't feel that way anymore, if you disavow your actions from the past, say you disavow them. Because otherwise, as far as I know, you still stand behind everything you said. According to you, because you said the thing, then you took back, then you made an apology, then you took back the apology. As far as I know, you still stand behind your Charlie Cole comment. You still stand behind telling a Jewish woman to go react to the Holocaust. You still stand behind these instances of awful behavior. If you don't, then say, hey, I misspoke. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. That's all you, I don't understand why you do. All you have to do is say I'm sorry and then not do the thing again. Like, people often talk about like cancel culture and whatnot, but it's so funny. I'm like, cancel culture is not real. If I make a mistake and I come, I'm like, hey guys, I'm so sorry I did this thing. I didn't realize that I was being a giant shithead. Please forgive me. People don't just suck universally. No one's going to be like, she said I'm sorry, but burn her at the stake. People are just like, okay, it's fine. We understand. You did the thing. You didn't realize it was bad. And then all I have to do is just not do it again. It's all you have to do. It's so easy. It's literally like a get out of jail free card. All I have to do is admit that I was wrong, understand that I was wrong, and then not do the behavior. And then people will forgive me for the most part. Not everyone. Making that clear. Not everyone, and not everyone has to forgive me, and not everyone has to forgive her. But most people will. Most people will forgive you, and most people will move on, and most people will be willing to give you a second chance. But if you don't, and you keep doing the problematic things and you do them over and over and over and over again, eventually you're going to get to the point where the other person's going to be like, oh, there's just no helping this person. Oh, they're just a garbage person in every avenue of their life. What am I doing here? Why should I give them another chance? And that's what's going to happen. And that's what's happened with her. She's burned through all the goodwill that people had. Same with Amber, right? They've burned through all the goodwill that people have. Now, even when they say something that could potentially be true, people are like, I don't know if I believe her. Because no one has any goodwill for you. And the thing is, you keep sprinkling in enough garbage into your otherwise normal lasagna that even the normal lasagna has a stink to it.
Go get fucked, honestly. So anyway, sock writing essays, yeah. Their thumbnails they're stupid. Anyway, they're trash. Petty Page is trash. Like, the way she talks, trashy people talk like that. Obviously, hit a nerve somewhere. I didn't even do anything to you. You started with me. So you need to check yourself, honestly. Like, you're pathetic.
Once more, what is trashy about Paige? What is trashy about her? I want to know what she thinks is trashy about Paige. Is it that she's got a piercing? I've got 7. I've got 7 piercings. I don't know if you guys know this. I've got 3 on this side. I've got 3 on this side. And then I've got 1 in my nose. I'm probably going to get another one. I like getting piercings. Is that trashy? Why is it trashy? Culturally, it's what we do, right? So I don't think it's trashy. Is it because she has different funny colored hairs sometimes? I think it's cool. I think the fact that she has both interesting, unique hairstyles and colors and different, I'm not sure if she wears wigs sometimes, but I think it's a cool thing. If I didn't get so hot and didn't want to itch my head off, I would wear a wig too. I don't like styling my hair. You guys know this. I don't even know how to do it. So what's trashy about her? Is it because she's dramatic when she talks? Because I think a little drama is good. Everyone needs a little drama in their life. That's why we go to freaking Broadway, isn't it? And Paige is out here giving it to you for free. So what about her is trashy then, right? Because I'm not really genuinely not seeing anything. She had a steady career before. She has a steady career on YouTube. She has her own makeup line. She is a mom and a partner, and she seems to be an overall nice person. She's just somebody who likes drama. So do I. So does Chantal. So does everyone who watches reality TV. And Paige doesn't even talk about her. You, on the other hand, sit on camera, make ableist comments about another fat person, and then accuse everyone else of being ableist. You sit on camera and stuff massive amounts of food into your mouth, talking about getting a sex doll, and then complaining that, well, you'd have to do all the work. You, on the other hand, have put it out there that multiple lovers have had to pick dingleberries out of your butt. You, on the other hand, have nothing in your life and are going nowhere fast. Right? You are a almost 40-year-old woman living in a house, shared, filthy house, by the way, absolutely degenerately filthy house, shared with your ex-fiance who you cheated on with your boyfriend who's now broken up with you. That's not trashy. It's really pathetic and sad. But like, what gives you the right to judge her? Like, just be very careful, because people in glass houses should not be throwing rocks.
So anyways, the companies are going to be like reached out to. I don't even really care about sponsorships, honestly, but if it ever happens like in the future and that one person waiting in the corner just to try to approach them and be like, they're racist, anyone can just write to them and say that. You know, they're worried about their company reputation, but it's all bullshit. So
people can write anything to companies. People probably do, right? Any big influencer, any big YouTube personality, any big person on the internet is gonna have detractors. And I'm sure that if a company nowadays especially chooses to partner with somebody, they're gonna get at least a few people saying, don't partner with that person, they're bad for X, Y, and Z reason. The problem is that with you, there's a lot of evidence there. There's a lot of evidence of you being a garbage person, right? That's why people don't want it. They don't want a little bit of garbage in their food. Nobody wants that. That's why people don't want to work with you. That's why sponsors pull their sponsorship. That's why they cancel their sponsorships. That's why affiliates drop out. Because there is so much evidence, overwhelming evidence of you being a bad person on the internet, right? And even if it's not bad, quote unquote, it's still, there's a lot of evidence of you being a garbage person. And you don't seem to realize that just because you've deleted it, it's still relevant to you as a person. Even putting out an apology doesn't necessarily insulate you from that, right? Even saying I'm sorry, like I was saying before, get you out of that necessarily. And you've had not just one or two infractions, you've had repeated infractions. And in today's climate, in the climate of 2021, a small company aligning themselves with an extremely problematic trash person like yourself, yeah, that could be the death of them. So no one's going to want to work with you.
they're the race. They turn everything into race. Exactly. Like, anyways.
They turn everything into race. I want you to timestamp that. I want you to timestamp me an instance where you didn't bring up their race or skin color first, right? And they said it was because of my race. Okay? I want you to timestamp and send me evidence. Because if you can't do that, then I'm not going to believe you. Because I've had people come at me and being like, well, you're just going after her because of X, Y, and Z reasons, and you said this. I'm like, I've never said that. I've never said that. I'm not a monolith, right? And I've said before, I agree with the other reactors on some stuff. I don't agree with the other reactors on some stuff. I am my own human person. Fun fact. And I know people have not seen my legs, so it's easy to think that I'm half a human puppet and Charlie's got her hand inside of me. But fun fact, I'm not. Just a regular old lady here. Well, yeah, I am old. It's okay. I'm at least 103 on the inside.
Yeah, like excessive, like these people like have so much fucking hate in their hearts. Like, you people are sad. You're really, really fucking sad. Like, if I bother you that much and it's coming to that point where you have so much hate, you really need to like log off. You really need to fucking log off the internet or turn the channel, or I don't know, but it's only hurting you. That hate is only hurting you, honestly.
We don't hate you, Chantal. Nobody has the energy to hate you for the most part. There's a couple of instances when you've said some particularly egregious stuff when I hated you just for a tiny bit, for a short period of time. But for the most part, I don't have the energy to hate you. You don't occupy so much of my brain that I hate you. There's very few people in the world that I actually hate. Hate's a very, very strong emotion, not one that I feel easily. I'm generally a pretty easy-go-lucky kind of a person. You know, I watch a couple things, I feel a thing about them, then I stop watching them, and then I just let it go. There are people out there that I hate. I'm not going to name them on here. If you want to know, follow me on Twitter. I can tell you there. But for you, I think you're sad. You're sad and you're pathetic. And I find you sad and pathetic most of the time. And in turns, I find you interesting from a train wreck point of view. And I don't know if, the lockdown wasn't happening and I wasn't stuck indoors all day, that I would still be here making reactions. I have a lot of free time on my hands. This is what I choose to watch on the internet. This is my trash, and I'm okay with it. But if I didn't have all of this free time, would you still be here front and center occupying my mind as much as you do? No. And even now, when I turn off my camera and I'm no longer editing the videos, I don't think about you. You don't play any part in my day-to-day life. I have a full, rich, vibrant life. I meet up with my friends, socially distantly, of course, virtual hangouts. I do dinners virtually every night with my mom. We hang out, partner and I. I garden a little bit. I go for walks. I work a lot, probably more than I should, but I work a lot. I have interests and hobbies. I want to read so many books this year, and I'm working on that. I have a virtual book club. I'm working on that. I like to play with makeup in my spare time. I'm working on that. There is some merch coming, maybe. Maybe. I'm working on that. So no, we don't hate you. We're not jealous of you. We think that you are fascinating because you're a train wreck and you don't seem to realize it. And mostly other than that, we just pity you.
I mean, and it's probably going to get to a point where you're going to do something illegal. So I would watch it because slander is illegal. And yeah, even if you're anonymous, people can find out who you are. You should know that more than anybody. I'm sorry, but if you're trying to ruin potential income for influencers, that's slander. And that's, I'm going to be getting a lawyer. Actually, I got some really good news, which I'm going to wait to tell you guys to find out if I got it or not. But, potentially a lot more protection, but I don't want to waste my time. Like, there's no point, I don't find there's like a point really. Like, it's not that there's not a point. It's just that I don't want to waste my energy, waste my time, like pursuing these countless hateful people. It's just like, I just really don't. Like, I don't have the time right now. I'm like dealing with so much,
Once more, defense of truth is a defense against slander. Very difficult to prove. You're never going to win. And more to the point, I don't think she is ever going to actually sue. I think that she wants to threaten to sue, but actually suing requires a lot of work. You have to find a lawyer, you might have to compare rates, you might have to do some due diligence on the type of lawyer that you want, then you have to get your paperwork together, you might have to timestamp stuff and send them to them. You have to fill out legal documents, you might have to go to multiple court hearings. Chantal doesn't want to do any of that. That's a lot of work. If she was the kind of person, that takes a lot of energy, and Chantal doesn't have that kind of energy for anything in her life other than eating. So she's not going to follow through with any of her threats. She's going to threaten to do it, right? Because a threat is free and doesn't require any actual evidence. She can just sit on camera on lives and run her mouth. She just ran as much as she runs her mouth, she'd be half the size that she is right now.
Like, you're the straight up bitch if you condone that. Calling me a bitch, like, seriously. And a hoe. I'm a hoe? I haven't been laid in a fucking 2 years. Give me a break. Why don't you go after Callie, who's fucking traveling in COVID in a fucking dingy hotel with fucking pimply face teenager reaction channel, hoeing it up.
And once more, her channel, Page's channel is twice the size of yours. Her following likes her a whole lot more than your following likes you. And she's got a lot of goodwill overall on the internet at large. So I would check myself. You don't want that kind of heat. I really want this concept of like calling other women hoes just to be retired. I want it to end. That and using the word triggered in a negative connotation. The word triggered is extremely important. It has a reason, right? It's not just like, SJWs, you need trigger warnings, No, trigger warning is for people who've suffered trauma. They need a trigger warning because they dealt with something extremely troubling in their past, and it might re-traumatize them. So I don't think a trigger warning is just like a haha so funny but kind of a thing. I think a trigger warning is pretty important. I really wish people would stop like just playing around with that. I also don't like the fact that you're calling other women hoes. I mean, we don't need that. That's like leftover from like a male-dominated society, right? Like, I think being sex positive is a good thing. And you, of all people, given the extreme amounts of gross sex stories that you've told on the internet, would have known that, would feel that way. And by the way, I'm not calling them gross because they're sex stories. I'm calling them gross because Chantal is gross. She's like got a lot of hygiene problems with a lot of her stories. God.
Yeah, now they're all, I knew they would do this. They're fucking predictable. They're all going to kiss Jen's fucking ass, saying that I'm a fat shamer when she's the one who's fucking in the first place fat shamed me first. But I don't even care what they say. You know what? I don't even care about their accusations, honestly. My fans don't care about them, so who cares? You're never going to, like, diminish my fan base.
No one is kissing Jen's ass, ma'am. Kissing Jen's ass would mean that we have completely exonerated her of all of her past behavior. We're just saying that she was in the right this one time. Chantal thinks that if somebody is giving you any kind of positive attention, that it has to be all positive, otherwise they're haters. That's why she gets so mad and so like angry at her like followers, right? At her subscribers. Why she like blocks people left, right, and center. She doesn't see the world in like shades of gray and different colors. She's just like black or white, right or wrong, fan or hater. There is no in between in her world, right? There's no such thing as moderate restrictions. There's no such thing as light exercise. It's everything, all green juices and smoothies, and it's like nothing and full on junk food. No middle ground.
And people are going to start more people are going to start seeing you for how stupid you are. It's because like their channels will tank without it. So they're all scared, you know?
Here's the other thing. I don't actually care if my channel tanks, quote unquote. Like, I like the fact that it's growing, and I appreciate you, all of you, especially your lovely subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. But I don't care, in worst come worst, if it starts affecting my channel, I might just demonetize the whole thing, right? Like, if that will make it easier for me to have content on here that I care about. I don't rely on this channel for income. I'm very, very like grateful and privileged to be in that position. Like I said, this is a self-funded hobby, right? I use all the funds I get to buy better equipment so I can do this job better. But I don't like make any of the money on here, and I don't need any of that. I'm perfectly cool with not making any money on here. If it ever got to the point where I did, that would be pretty cool. Then, you know, I could maybe like work slightly less so I could do this more, because I enjoy this as well. But I would never quit working. I love my job way too much. So no, I mean, it's not that important to me. If it does, it does. And it would be a little sad, but it doesn't really impact me. Her, however, it impacts greatly, because if she doesn't work, if her channel declines, then she might not be able to put food on the table. And you know how Chantal likes her food.
Exactly, sincerely. Exactly, Ruzy. If I did videos of them every single day, imagine the outrage, right? The minute I say something, like, they're so stupid. Like, how do grown adults do that?
At this point, you do. At this point, you go online like every other day and you rage for hours and hours and hours. Honest to goodness, it's getting to the point where it's a little crazy. And by the way, at least us haters are putting in the effort, right? At least I like edit stuff. I cut around clips. I only include the sections that I need. At least like Charlie will do like a full beat and have her entire setup. Callie is on here with all of the receipts for you. You know, OPS has got her incredibly funny takes. All of us put in a certain degree of effort. This is on top of like our regular lives and day jobs and all that. You don't do any of those things, ma'am. You only have this one channel and your content is still lazy. Your content is still lacking. So
people sent me screenshots, Craven. I don't know. I don't go on social media and like see what people are saying. I don't give a shit. Like, I just do my videos, do my thing. Like, you can't tell me that this is not targeted harassment. Like, they talk about me every single day. You should see the fucking Twitter accounts that are like making fun of me. And whenever I snap back once or twice, I get called racist, anti-Semitic, like by fucking grown adults who really, really need to grow the fuck up.
All right, this is the last thing I'm going to address in this video, and then I'm going to cut it. You are racist and you are anti-Semitic because you have said racist things and done anti-Semitic things, and you've stood behind those comments, right? It's not just the fact that you said them. If you said them and you recognize what you were doing wrong and you apologize and you chose to do better, that would be one thing. But you didn't do any of those things. You stood behind your statement. So if the statements are racist and you stand behind your statement, then ergo facto, you are racist, right? If your statements were anti-Semitic and you stand behind your anti-Semitic statements, then you are anti-Semitic. That's just how it is. That's all it is. So no, your assertions are wrong. You are wrong. Secondarily, no one really cares if you go on lives and you rage. And the people who are sending you all of these screenshots and whatnot, they're not your friends. They're not your supporters. They're your enemies. You want to call me hater? You want call them a hater. They're sending you all this shit so you can get online, get all riled up and entertain them. I'm not doing that. I'm literally just staying in my own lane. These people are literally negatively impacting your mental health. People can say things about you all the time, right? I've had a couple of videos made about me. I have seen 0% of those things. You know why? Because I don't care. If someone has something to say to me, they can come into my comment section, leave me a comment, and I will read. I read all of the comments. Just because I choose not to respond doesn't mean I haven't read your comment, right? A lot of times it's because I don't have time. Sometimes it's because I think your comment is dumb and I don't have anything to add to it. Simple as that. But when you are making videos on people, right? You're making like entire like hour length videos on people. There's nothing in there that I'm going to gain from you. If you're devoting that much time to criticizing me, you can let me know. Otherwise, it's not really made for me. It's made for your audience. In which case, hey, have at it. I put my stuff on the internet. If you want to talk about it, you're free to talk about it. I'm totally cool with that, right? So that same thing applies to you as well. These people who are sending you all these screenshots don't have to be sending you this information, especially when you've repeatedly told them not to, but they send it to you anyway because they like seeing you triggered. They like seeing you aggravated. They like seeing you angry and with flames in your eyes because it's enjoyment for them. Your deteriorating mental health is enjoyment for them. So no, I am more of a loyal fan than those people are. Anyway, that will be it for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but given the fact that I've already been on here for 40 minutes, it probably will be. I really hope I can cut some of this down so it's a little shorter, but let's see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you hated this video, you can give me a thumbs down. That's totally okay. I understand and respect everybody's opinion here. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the notification bell down below and hit all if you want to know when I upload any video right away. I've got all my social medias linked down below. I've got Instagram where I'm, just got my food stuff and my life stuff and it's kind of fun. So if you want to follow me on there, you can. I'm going to get some new stuff up there soon. I've got Twitter where I'm a little bit toxic and a little bit petty and I'm the easiest reachable there. And if you ever want to ask me any questions, that's probably the best way to do it. And I've got Patreon. Think of Patreon as the tip jar for the internet. So if you like the job that I'm doing here and you'd like me to continue, hey, consider tossing a few coins in my direction. You don't have to, it's not necessary, but I would really appreciate it, and it does help the channel out. So, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Peace.